A detective, a devil summoner, and a high schooler walk into a 1930s Tokyo bar. And they're all the same guy. In Raidou Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, Atlus resurrects one of its cult classics with a fresh coat of polish. It's weird, stylish, unapologetically old school, and in this newly remastered form, it just might be one of the coolest cult JRPGs that you've never played. Hi friends, Miso here. Today I will be talking about Raidou Remastered, specifically on the Switch 2. Let's go ahead and get started. Raidou Remastered has been reborn from the 2006 action RPG brought to us by Atlus, the incredible developers behind JRPG legends such as Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. Adding more than a fresh coat of paint, Raidou Remastered includes a plethora of quality of life enhancements, including voice-acted characters, new combat ability potential, the option to quick save anywhere, and more. Since I am new to Raidou, we will primarily be taking a look at how the game feels to a newcomer. This game follows Raidou, a devil summoner that strives to protect an alternate history Taisho-era Tokyo from an array of ghoulish threats. Working in tandem with a detective agency, the story begins with Raidou investigating a missing persons case. As the story unfolds, he gets tangled up in increasingly macabre and outlandish conflicts that snowball into a widespread conspiracy. Now, let's shift gears. All that style wouldn't matter if the gameplay didn't hold up. So how does Raidou actually play? First, let's take a look at combat. The combat system here feels dynamic and addicting, blending real-time action elements like light and heavy attacks, quick dodging, shooting, casting spells, and using ultimate abilities while you fight along two chosen demon allies. To complement the action-oriented combat, there's a layer of strategy through a menu-based command system. Menus allow for one to direct your demon allies' abilities, control Raidou's skill use, and manage healing items mid-fight. You fight using light attacks to build your mag or magnetite gauge to allow for spellcasting, heavy charged attacks, and even capturing demons mid-battle. Demons auto-battle enemies using a blend of basic attacks and spells at the cost of some of your mag. If you need to conserve mag, you can command your demons to only use basic attacks while your gauge restores. During boss fights, Raidou and company may need to dodge specific AoEs. You can recall demons to remain close by Raidou's side, rendering them protected against projected enemy assaults. Once comfortable, you can send your demons back out to further pummel the boss. Enemies have elemental vulnerabilities and resistances that can be identified via the Analyze menu command mid-battle. To accommodate for this, you can swap out summoned demons for those with abilities more up to the task of conquering specific enemy elemental weaknesses. You can also switch Raidou's abilities on the fly. There are even some battle sequences in which you directly control a demon of one's choosing, allowing you to experience battle from their perspective and letting you try out their abilities. I found this quirky and unique. With all that being said, combat can feel somewhat crunchy at times. Some dodge mechanics in boss fights felt a bit finicky, and the camera wasn't the easiest to control using the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. I still found the combat in this game satisfying and refreshing, as it strays from the norm of the majority of Atlus's turn-based library of classics. Of course, no SMT-adjacent game would be complete without Demon Fusion. And yes, it's here in full force. For those new to Demon Fusion, it involves fusing together captured demons and creating a lineage of inherited passive traits and spells from parent demons. Some of these passive traits include buffs like a 10% boost to max HP, elemental resistances like receiving 50% less mind damage from foes, increased crit rate, a chance to find items while on the field while exploring, and more. I've had fun getting to see demon friends both new and old. Some of these demons now being hallmarks of the series, and others that I have not seen in any of the SMT and Persona games that I played. Discovering new demons was always a nice surprise that kept me excited and engaged to keep expanding my collection. In terms of exploration, demons aren't just for battling or fusing, they're part of how you explore the world. Raidou navigates two distinct planes throughout the game, the human world and the demon world. The human world is filled with standard-looking environments populated with clusters of NPCs, while the demon world consists of uneasy elements like a deep red sky blanketing the horizon and an unsettling aura envelops the screen as Raidou and company push forward, attacking enemies preemptively as you come across them. Field exploration includes using demon abilities to get around and interact with your environment and other people. Some examples of these abilities include reading the minds of NPCs, flying across barriers that Raidou cannot pass, sneaking through narrow passageways, and more. These light puzzle elements sprinkled throughout make exploration a varied and somewhat thoughtful experience that really leans into the detective archetype here. It's not just the gameplay mechanics that define Raidou's atmosphere. The game goes all in on aesthetic, from its moody visuals to its soundtrack. In terms of setting, Raidou Remastered sets the scene in an alternate history version of Taisho-era Tokyo, rushed with a detective noir aesthetic. Towns feel lived in, with a flourish of NPCs along every path, and as things begin to take a turn for the eerie in the demon world, the sky is blanketed in deep blood-red hues and your screen is enveloped in a mysterious aura that just feels like it's hiding something as it weighs down your eyes. Performance-wise, 60 FPS feels decent with occasional drops during combat. On the Switch 2, handheld mode looks sharp, but docked mode tops out at a 1080p resolution, leaving a bit of clarity on the table. Still, it doesn't take much away from the experience, and you wouldn't experience the resolution issue on other devices such as PS5 or PC. Taking a look at the UI, menus are clean and showcase a unique approach from Atlus, with sakura petals fluttering across the screen as you navigate through detective case notes and collected demon status information. For a game initially released in 2006, these menus feel heavily stylized and unique, even if they aren't as flashy or polished as modern Atlus games like Shin Megami Tensei 5 or Persona 3 Reload. Next, let's talk music. Music feels like it pulls from the established detective noir aesthetic in a masterful way, fusing jazz with visceral but tasteful electronic motifs that push hypnotic beats to the forefront. One could describe the soundtrack as distinct electro-jazz noir layered with signature Atlus embellishments. The battle theme almost feels like a partner to the Persona 5 Royal soundtrack while still maintaining its own identity, encouraging the listener to cut down foes as guitar riffs slice to the chorus. I could talk forever about the soundtrack here, but I'll leave it to you to further check it out. With all these things in mind, is Raidou for you? Whether you're a fan of the original looking for modern quality of life enhancements, or an enjoyer of obscure JRPGs, I recommend you check this one out. Raidou Remastered's palatable runtime of roughly 20 to 25 hours doesn't overstay its welcome as Raidou further delves into a rabbit hole of ever-evolving weirdness. In conclusion, Raidou Remastered isn't perfect. Some of its age still shows, but its style, its combat, and its commitment to its own quirkiness make it stand out in all of the right ways. For fans of Atlus games looking for something a little darker, a little stranger, and a bit more action-oriented, this is one strange case worth investigating. Have you played the original, or are you considering picking up the remaster? Do you have other obscure JRPGs to recommend? Let me know in the comments. Lastly, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, as it would mean the world to me as I continue to grow my channel. Until next time, see you later!